On Monday Night Football, the Steelers beat the Buccaneers 30-27. And the narrative that everybody ran with after this game was that Ryan Fitzpatrick's run is over. Fitzmagic is done. It's depleted. It's gone. And yeah, we can all acknowledge the Buccaneers starting quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, had an incredible start to the season. In the first 2 weeks, the Buccaneers started 2-0. Ryan Fitzpatrick had over 8,800 yards passing, 400 in each game, and 8 touchdowns. Now, against the Steelers, Ryan Fitzpatrick came up short. He was not quite as good. He was still pretty good, but Ryan Fitzpatrick did not win, and he had 3 interceptions. That's really the big thing people are focusing on. Ryan Fitzpatrick had 3 interceptions, and the Buccaneers lost. So he was not as brilliant as he was in weeks 1 and 2, but he was not terrible in week 3. And I really strongly do not believe that Ryan Fitzpatrick's success this year is over. I think he's going to continue to have some really good games down the road. I don't think this is the end of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yes, they lost 1 game, but let's break down what happened. Let's look at the statistics. Against the Steelers, he was 30 for 50 passing at 60% throwing. He had 411 yards, 3 touchdowns, and again, 3 interceptions. But let's look at those 3 interceptions. They were killers. They sucked. They really hurt the Buccaneers. But those 3 interceptions were not necessarily his fault. After the game, Tim Hasselbeck, who works for ESPN, did a great job. I'm going to cite some of his work because the way he broke down the interceptions was flawless and fantastic. So Tim Couch talked about 1 and 2. He talked about 2 of the interceptions that I really liked. I liked what he said. He pointed out that on one of the interceptions, which was tipped up, the right tackle for the Buccaneers did not fan out. He did not pick up his protection. That guy came free at Ryan Fitzpatrick, got his hands up, tipped the pass. Pass was intercepted. If a pass is tipped, that is not Ryan Fitzpatrick's fault. Nothing you can do. It was actually the offensive line screw up. Poor Ryan Fitzpatrick. He got an interception that was not his fault. Now, another thing Tim Hasselbeck talked about after the game was on another interception, Mike Evans, one of the receivers for the Buccaneers, simply stopped running. He's running across the middle of the field. He pulled up, found space in the middle rather than continuing his route. Ryan Fitzpatrick threw the ball where he was supposed to run. He didn't run there, so the pass was easily picked off. So you can argue, and I really believe firmly, 2 of Ryan Fitzpatrick's 3 interceptions were not his fault. And now that's the end. That's all I'm going to say from Tim Hasselbeck. Everything moving forward is my own thought. I think you can make an argument for the 3rd interception as well. Ryan Fitzpatrick threw an ugly pick 6. It was brutal. It was painful. I put it on my Instagram story. Brutal with a period. It was like, oh man, that's rough. It stretched the game. It made the Steelers' lead even greater. It was like a punch in the gut if you were rooting for Ryan Fitzpatrick. I was. But I will say this. When that interception happened, Ryan Fitzpatrick was in a really tough spot. I feel like I'm making excuses. That's not my intention. I'm just trying to give you context. He had a guy in his face immediately, number 93, was bearing down, hit him as he threw. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick was trying to check down to his running back in the flat on the left side. He overthrew it. He missed, threw it high. Not acceptable. But you also can argue, well, he's in his own end zone. Ryan Fitzpatrick was throwing the ball to avoid taking a safety. If he doesn't throw that pass, he gets sacked in the end zone. That's a safety. What do you do there? He tried to fit it in. High risk. He lost pretty badly. He didn't just get 2 points. He gave the Steelers 7 points because he threw a pick 6. But you can't do what he did. I'm not trying to make excuses for Ryan Fitzpatrick, but you have to understand, if you want to make an argument defending Ryan Fitzpatrick, you can. You can make an argument. 2 of the interceptions were not his fault, and you can make an argument that Ryan Fitzpatrick's 3rd interception was also not his fault. I think it was. I think the 3rd interception was his fault. But you can still argue that it wasn't. There's an argument to be made there. The point is this. The narrative would change dramatically if Ryan Fitzpatrick had 411 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only the 1 interception, like he deserved to have. And even if he lost, which I don't know that he would have. Remember, that ball that was tipped in the red zone would probably become 3 points or maybe 7 points, and then, the Buccaneers would have won the game. It was 30-27. That would have made it 34-30 or 30-30 going into overtime. This is why I don't believe we've seen the end of Ryan Fitzpatrick's success. Yes, it looked bad that he had 3 interceptions. 2 of them weren't his fault. And he still threw for over 400 yards against the Steelers. He's got 11 touchdowns in 3 weeks. We will see, but I think there's more success coming ahead for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, on a personal note, I thought the game was awesome. I loved seeing it. It was very up and down emotionally. And it's worth noting, the game ended 30-27. The Buccaneers almost came back and won the game. And then you say this, well, the Buccaneers had 4 turnovers and only lost to the Steelers by 3 points. A Hall of Fame quarterback, Big Ben. And with 4 turnovers, the Buccaneers still only lost by 3 points. That's encouraging. If I'm a Buccaneers fan, I go, oh, Fitzmagic isn't over. We just need to clean things up, and we're 3-0 rather than 2-1. And here's what I love about Ryan Fitzpatrick. This is my favorite thing. Before the game, there was just this energy in Tampa Bay. It just seems like everybody in Tampa Bay, that whole fan base rallies around Ryan Fitzpatrick. The beards in the stands, the energy in the stadium, it was so much fun to watch. It seems to me like Ryan Fitzpatrick is given Tampa Bay hope. It might be gone now. The energy might be gone. But before that game against the Steelers on Monday Night Football, I was watching on TV and I felt jazzed up. I felt pumped up. I don't know. We got to observe this cool relationship between Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan base. And to me, that's why sports are awesome. I just think that's so, so cool. And I want to repeat, I do not think we've heard the last of Ryan Fitzpatrick. The Buccaneers lost 1 game. Their season isn't over. Again, I'll say this till the day I die. They had 4 turnovers and they only lost by 3 points. That's hard to do. To have 4 turnovers and still be right in the game at the end. If I'm a Buccaneers fan, I'm not discouraged. I'm encouraged. I'm excited. I feel good about this week. Because all you got to do is clean up those 4 turnovers and you probably blow out the Steelers. It's that close. So you can make an argument, yeah, Fitzmagic is gone. Ryan Fitzpatrick, all his success is ending. And I would counter that with, well, they played a really, really bad game and still almost won. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my show, Strong Opinion Sports. It's my pride and joy. I'm very proud of it. If you're new to Strong Opinion Sports, you can subscribe to it on iTunes, SoundCloud, on YouTube. You can find the full entire hour-long podcast on YouTube, or you can find more shorter breakout videos like the one you just watched. And if you like what I had to say, maybe you hate what I had to say, share this with your friends. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about the show. My name is Zach Schaumler. Have a great day.